What's up, everybody? You're estimated here, and we are back. It's another Poker Bankroll Challenge stream. Spent off 50 right now. 4 tables on GG. Tables are pretty trash right now. It's just not a lot of action on the site in general right now. This V Digitarianko guy, he plays like in a 500 half the time, so yeah, just not the greatest tables, but we can get the stream going. Okay, fold Queen 8, fold 6-5, fold 5-4. Man on Fire here doesn't like to fold, so against him, we'll just be looking to make hands and try to put him in spots where he feels the need to attack or spew off versus trying to push him off of hands. It's funny he's not playing these 1-2 tables. He must have pulled a bunch of money off or something. So I've been doing a couple different stream ideas. One being kind of like a run it up challenge where in one stream, we say we take 100 and put it on 4 tables of like an L10, and then every time we get a big enough stack to jump stakes, then we do that. Something like that. It'd be better if you could buy in for like 200, because then I would just play like 2 tables, buy in for 200 big blinds, and then turn off the auto rebuy. Or maybe I'll do that anyways with 4 tables just to keep it track of it. If you're auto rebuying with rake and stuff, it's hard to stay within sort of that set limit of funds to try to run it up and double it up. But for a rando shot, and literally just make the cap like NL2K or something. But we don't have to play heads up. Something along those lines. Excuse me. Okay, raise the queen jack suited. Raise the ace queen suited. We're min raising here. Fold a 9 deuce, fold a king deuce. I do want to make sure the stream goes live here because it seems like it's adjusted itself good now. Just bear with me for a minute here. I'm just trying to pull it up on my channel. They raise the jacks. My channel. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Fold 10-7, fold a 9-5, 500 half the jacks. Yeah, just not the greatest tables. We raise, he called. Okay, we're gonna value bet jacks now. And we'll make sure we get the stream muted here. Get everything up and running. Looks good. E10, definitely folding E6 suited here. And we'll just check back the jacks now. Okay, spikes the queen on the river. Oh, we can 3-bet the king queen. We can defend the king queen. I think we'll just defend here. And we are going to obviously hold forward with the ace king off and get it in. And we're going to 3-bet the ace jack off for value. It's a really good flop. Okay, we get 4-bet again from this guy. Fold the ace jack for now. And these guys aren't doing a ton of 3-betting, so I don't mind actually floating in with like fives and stuff here. I think this board we just check back the ace king. Of course, we are going to value bet still with the king queen. When he doesn't raise, we obviously have the best hand, or not. It's a bit insane. We do need to call one here with the ace king for half pot, I think. Can definitely have the best hand. But generally speaking, yeah, we're gonna be folding river to shoves. What do you call there with? Yeah, that's river. 9-10 jack queen. Oh yeah. Oh, we had the nuts on the turn. Right. Saved by the river. Crazy there was no raise there at any point though. Okay, we'll raise the 4-3 suited. Probably just gonna leave these couple tables. Just gonna be trading money around. It's really not worth it. We obviously call here with the king queen. Doesn't bet flop, doesn't 3-bet. Fold. Tables are just trash, unfortunately, this morning. It is 7. Sometimes they start to fill in sooner than later. We did pull up a PLO 5 table. So see what kind of action that brings in. Okay, we're just gonna look at showdown on this board. Okay, check again. And we'll happily show down the 6s. Okay. Fold Queen 9. Okay, fold 9-6 suited. Maybe fire some later today, potentially. Give him one of these just so he knows it. It's this new thing going around. People are talking about limping in the small blind here because the rake is so high and it adds to like your points for all these like rake bet guys. 8-9 off, I don't mind calling some portion of the time. 8-7-7-4-3. I guess we fold that. Idea. Calls work pretty heavily on the flop. We're gonna have a lot of jacks, queens, kings, and aces here, so I'm gonna go big. If we turn a diamond, we'll shove. If we turn an ace or a queen, we'll shove. Other than that, we'll pretty much just give up. If he shoves, we'll fold. GQ will attack here. He's gonna call everything though, so I just probably just gonna check fold this board. Okay. We don't have a clue really what we're doing with PLO, but there's a lot of fish at PLO, so when the hold'em tables are this terrible, I don't mind mixing it in every once in a while. 28, 5-handed now. Yeah, just brutal tables. Fold 5-3. Yeah, we'll bump up the 7s. Fold 3 deuce. So this bottom left PLO table is tagged entirely with fish that I've played at NL fifth or at Hold'em. Light green are like super fishes. The blue are more like bad players. Fold sevens now. Go 23. We'll raise this up and we'll check back here some portion of the time. All right. Call. Pretty good flop for us. I think we just pretty much just have to jam here. Looks the weakest. Nice. Good. Be nice to hold here. Get our cash back from earlier. I'm gonna check this board. Okay, we'll pick up a nut straight draw. And we will call here with the ace. So we're dodging a 3 and a queen. Okay, so far so good. No 3, no queen, and we will win 90% of the time here. Nice. Take that down. Check the ace 3. Fold here. Okay, nice little setup there. Cooler, all the way well cooler with the queens, obviously. I think we can check call here the ace, and then we will value bet river. Overbets look bluffy to a lot of people, so don't mind throwing those in there. Fold the ace 5. So that's good. We're back to even after. Actually, I don't think. Did we get stacked by that guy? I think we did get stacked. Yeah, he check shoved. So climbed out of that hole. Just good. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to do that on one of the next streams. Maybe even later tonight. Who knows? Just switch it up from this. Just like from doing the 100K bankroll challenge all the time. Full here. Full 6. Yeah. So GG Poker's put out an insane incentive for streamers to actually grow their channel and stuff. So we are going to try to, I don't know. We don't have a lot of free time, but hopefully over the next couple months we can make it happen. But yeah, they have an offer basically where if you're streaming, you get 100% cash back, which is astronomically insane for cash games. Basically no rake, right, for streaming. You need like a following and you need, to have a consecutive viewership of like 40 or 50 people, that kind of thing. Which I imagine will increase over time if they find that a lot of streamers are really jumping in and kind of getting to that point pretty quick and easy. So, oh, my back hurts. We're going to, I don't know, try to buckle down and get there sooner than later. And we're just going to ship this in now. I think the deuce or a 6 or diamond rolls off, he might just check fold rivers. Probably not. But he's just most. So I think sticking it in is fine. You could also argue that that's like terrible, and if he is bluffing, we should just call and let him shove river. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's bad to shove there. Would we really bluff there? Are we ever bluffing there? No. Diamonds are going to call anyway, so we're going to get stacked no matter what. Probably best to just call. Okay. With king high flush and 5s and 6s on the PLO table. So we'll see. We might try upgrading so we can actually stream on YouTube and Twitch. We just fold here. Which will give us obviously the just more viewership rate, more chances to be seen. So we'll see how that goes. But usually when we actually stream and not just stream for 25 minutes, which I think is actually why the stream hasn't been growing too much, because we do a lot of like 1 hour morning streams. Whereas I think if we actually started streaming for 4, 5, 6 hours, that would change. So I think YouTube would start to push it obviously more, and it's just being online more. You collect more viewers, and then they leave, but then they come back throughout the day, and yeah, so Pip four, yeah, just fold that hand, I think. Like I think Omaha, the best hands are like ones that work together. So you'd have like king, queen, clubs, ace, jack, spades, or something like that, right? Very strong hands where you're super nutted to make basically all the nuts. Juku. Guess we just fold. Small blind, we'll bump it up. Okay. Do flop top pair here. We do flop an open ender. We'll just check call. No need for us to build the pot. We are going to be three betting here with ace king. 4, 5. Still nothing there. We do make two pair though now, so we are going to check call again. Ace is not great. You'll have tons of like ace X hand. Gosh, can we just get a hand with ace king? It's crazy how brutal. Uh, when you're just bricking ace kings, you're pretty well cooked. Like when this goes bet call, there's so many pocket pairs out there now. Interesting that it goes check around. So this guy starts betting. He has like pocket tens. Ton of the time here. I'm just gonna let it go. He's pretty nitty. He's betting in three ways. This guy calls. There's just gonna be some pocket pairs here. Like yeah, he has like 7, 8, 8, 9, stuff like that sometimes too. Pocket sixes, pocket four, pocket sevens, tens. Pretty much all in both of their ranges. Pocket jacks, pocket queens, that kind of stuff. Could argue maybe going for value on the river here with queens, but this feels pretty weak. Queens though. I think it's some of his funds back. Fold the a4. Fold the a3, fold the 6-5. And we'll just bet here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. We'll just call him. Okay. It's a good pair. What do we got here? Do have some flush draws. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Turn the nuts. And we're gonna pop bet. He raises. It's interesting. 8, 6, 7, 8, and 7. He could have jack. Yeah, so we just have nuts here, so I think we just put it in and we do block all the flush draws. We have tons of three cards. We're blocking all of them. Yeah. So, oh, that's beautiful. So we have the redraw to the nuts. He's got no outs to win. All right. Oh, wait. Spades. No. Okay. Good. Drop it. Yeah, that's a great spot. Yeah, we'll fold 4, 5. Fold here. Fold the king 6. Fold the 10, 8 off. Fold the king 9 off. Streams have been a little bit harder now. The we had like a power storm. It wasn't even a storm. Power just went out the other day and it like fried my second monitor. I've yet to get a new one. So pissed off about it. We'll try to get that adjusted soon enough. And we'll fold the 8-6. Okay. Looks like the table might be getting a little bit better here for us. Let's see. That table's looking better. This table's looking better. There. We've added a couple tables to our wait list. Try to jump in on those. Okay, we'll fold here. Sensu. He actually seems to be raising a pretty wide range out of the button, so that's good. And we'll definitely be calling the Jack 10 here. And we're not going to give him enough credit to be willing to double barrel. So we're going to go ahead and value bet ourselves. Overbet might be a little aggressive, actually. Let's call. And we'll value bet river. But a lot of time when we check off flop, like a lot of these guys are just checking back. They're like pair plus draws and stuff, but they'll always call a bet. So the turn lead's actually pretty profitable when you have a strong hand. Go check call bet. Then you're getting value with the best hand most of the time. I'll check back the ace queen. Yeah, we're gonna call. Hearts miss, clubs miss. There's some kings in his range. We have to call here with ace queen. That's not a spot for him to be blocked betting. Okay, raise up the kings. And we're gonna raise the king 10 suited. Money goes in, obviously calling kings. Defend the king 10 suited to the 3-bet. Twice, yeah, it's got the ace. Ace jack. So far, so good. Okay. Just one of those. We are going to check call the king 10. Okay, make two pair. Unfortunate turn card there on the second run out. Okay, checks back, and we are going to block bet river. We're going to lead this board some portion of the time. 2 overs and a 10 for the nuts. All 3 10s for the nuts. Calls. I think I'm going to double barrel here. Still have the gutter in 2 overs. Should kind of know better against this guy. He like is almost impossible to get him to fold a hand. Like literally the biggest, one of the biggest stations on the site is this guy. So you should probably eliminate those bets from our range against him. See that flop goes check, he bets. Turn goes check, he bets. Okay. And when he bets this small again, we just obviously call down. Yeah, that's fine. Happy to lose the minimum there with ace 10. So, folks. Okay. Fold the king six suited. Yeah, you really just need to take like this guy, he basically just calls flop, calls turn, and then anytime you check river, he barrels. Um, so those are lines we're going to start trying to take advantage of, I think, against him more. Fold check three. I think he hit a big bad beat jackpot. Maybe that's why he jumped so early. I'm not really sure. All three bet checks. Jack 10 off. This guy's opening range is really tight, so I think I'm just going to call the nines. I think they play better as a call against somebody with an extremely tight open range. We will raise the kings. Okay, he checks back flop. Right. Okay, we're going to value bet now. We're going to check back the jack. Say pick up a gutter. Jack could easily have the best hand here, though, of course, too. We're going to check back kings with no spade. Actually, it may be better to... I think I just fold here to the overbet. I don't think villains do it enough as a bluff. Fold king six, fold queen deuce. Raise the queen jack suited. All right, that's a really good river card. We're gonna value bet. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's running hot. There's no arguing that. Okay, that's a really good card for us. We are definitely gonna be double barreling this. At 10.5, we can set mine the fours. Okay. And he checks to us, we're gonna bet there. I'd go for a check raise here some portion of the time, but for us, this is 100% bet. Hmm. It's a strange tank down. All right, we're gonna happily show down the fours. Makes sense. Could argue maybe going for value on the river. I think there's way he still has too many like fives and weak sixes or sevens or eights or something that might just check back there. Especially like at these stakes where most villains aren't four betting tens, jacks and stuff. Like in any spot, not just not just against small blind three bets and stuff like that. They just really don't four bet tens or jacks. Okay. The thing too is like if villains are never four betting late, then like three betting just becomes insanely profitable. Checks back flop. Could have a 9 some portion of the time here. We just don't have a diamond. It's such a weird line from him. If he has a diamond, it's probably going to get me to call here. So it's either a misclick from him or just like ace jack or something with no diamond. Maybe. Made no sense. There's no way there's any world that he has a diamond there, in my opinion. Because if he has a diamond, it's either they're going to check to see the river. It's like a weak diamond, like pocket fives or something with a diamond. Um, and there's no world where he does that with a strong, like a made flush or anything. And then there's no world where he does that with like 9 or 10. It's just pointless. He's just going to check down or bet bigger. Um, so I think that's pretty easy call there. First that turn min bet. We are going to call the 10 here after it goes check, 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 check. Pretty crazy to check the ace there. But yeah, the min bet makes no sense on the turn. To be a diamond, and then when he blasts bigger on the river, it's just a pretty easy fold, or a pretty easy call. He's just bluffing way too much. Okay, bump up the queen nine. Ruby Jones goes big. I think the suited ace is still fine to call though. We are going to check king queen here. Patent overbet on turn. Ruby Jones is a giant in the box too. It's just a lot of like nits. All right, we flop middle set. We're gonna bet that. So we got top two, bottom two, middle set. Okay. And we're gonna take this line where we go small bet. And we chop king queen. We do have to call here for 16. Ugh. Hoping for a so he didn't three bet, so he doesn't have like ace jack or ace two suited very often. We obviously fold here. He does check back turn with a lot of flushes, but a lot of his weak ace X are gonna call now. Is that a limp call? Yeah, so we're just gonna attack here now. Yeah, he folds quickly, but he's gonna have a lot of ace X, so we want to really just go after those limpers when you make your there. So we're getting a lot of free flops here. Um, no flush draw, we just fold. Can't fold queen nine. I think we check back here. Now we get called by a lot of aces on the turn, pocket pairs, stuff like that. We want to create a spot where we can get value from like jacks and under. with a weak queen there, where as if we see bet, bet, we're just getting called by like pretty much getting called by trips or a better queen. And we want to try to avoid putting ourselves in that scenario as best as often as we can. Okay, we'll fold the 8-7, the 6-5, the ace-8. Nines with deuces. I have no idea. I think that's a fold. We're just going to see bet here. The Navid King with a tiny 3-bet. He's basically shoving. I wouldn't call a shove here, so I'm just going to fold. Okay, he calls flop. At a position, we're just going to double barrel the flush draw here. I think that's pretty standard. And we're going to attack Ruby Jones. He's going 2.9 of 10. It's pretty much his standard open lately. Okay, and we are 3-betting the kings. He, of course, is calling. And we're checking this board. He bets. We call. Check to him again. He bets again. That's really small. I don't think there's too many spots here where he bets this small with an 8, so I'm going to check shove. I don't think he bets this small with an 8. I don't think he bets this small with pocket nines. Uh, I don't think he bets even this small with like. I'm not sure about my shove here, to be honest. Like we have the best hand. Now the board's so wet. I think it's fine. Like Jack 10, 6, 7, spades, spades, combo draws with clubs. Sometimes like 9, 10 maybe bets this small. Looking to like sometimes people will bet this small on the turn so that we will check to them on the river thinking they might put a third bet in when we have a strong hand, but really they're just looking for a cheap showdown with like pocket tens, pocket sevens, sixes, something like that. He might not give me credit for being like for checking ace X or kings, but he can have like tens, jacks, queens, and I think best chance getting all the money in is check shoving here because we have like 10 jack spades, we have 6, 7 spades. We'll have some like jack queen, jack 10, king jack clubs, like those types of hands that'll check shove here as well. Or he's like crazy slow rolling me with pocket eights or something. That'd be super annoying. Nice. That's exactly what we were hoping for. Okay, just hold. Okay. So that was essentially exactly what he was doing with that small, tiny little like turn bet there. Can you chop it up here in the top left? It's almost always um, exactly that. Well, we got ourselves our short for the stream. But yeah, I have tons of like bluffs there that can check shove. So the tens, I think's probably a fine call, realistically. But he really did kind of telegraph, what his hand is most of the time. Having the 10 of spades is not necessarily the best card to have. Like if you had the 2 offsuit, like 10 diamonds, 10 hearts, um, that's a lot better of a spot for him. King Queen off just like is 4 better fold, and I think he's a little tilted. I don't want to get shoved on there. But yeah, so basically you see that a lot where Like having the 10 of spades isn't great because that blocks me from having that combo draw that's shoving on him. Well, this is a good flop for us. Give him a chance to bet. Alright, he checks back, so unfortunately he just doesn't have much here, ever. Um, if he has an ace, I think he bets flop. So how do we look super bluffy here? All the clubs miss. We overbet. Overbet looks bluffy. The only negative potentially to over. Oh, wow. Money's in. Are you serious? How is that shot? I can't beat this guy. Where is it missing? So that'd be jackpot chop. Um, but anyways, yeah, that tiny turn bet it's never an eight, it's never nine. There's too many combo draws out there for him to go that small. Uh, it's never really a combo draw because that's going to induce a check raise, and that's not what he wants when he does have like 10 jack spades or 6 7 spades or something like that. Um, so it's just really indicative of being like tens jacks queens a lot of the time, which isn't great, but that's what like villains will do that when they're not sure. They'll bet small here so that I call and then I'll check, hoping that I will then check river. If I do get, it just has an easy check back, which in all honesty does work at the time against a lot of different villains. And we'll defend the 10-5. Okay. Against 3x open and a short tiny stack, I think we just give up the jack 8. I'm gonna check raise here. I have all kinds of like queen jack type hands. Uh, he just goes so small. To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like for him to have value here a lot of the time when he goes that small. Uh, but he does call or check raise, which is probably too tiny. Reality. So what happened here? Flop went check check. All right, we're just gonna block bet turn here. Still get called by any like anything with a spade, any six, any five, especially when his other cards a spade. Ace highs call a lot. This check raise here. That's interesting. I don't really believe him. Call. Most villains are gonna bet flop with flush draw. I also don't think he'll double barrel a bluff. I think once the flush hits to call his raise, his bluffs are just going to shut down. So if he does barrel, then he just has a hand. We can make an easy fold on the river. And we'll 3-bet the tens. If you guys are checking out the stream, please feel free to leave a like, comment, ask some questions, all that good stuff. Helps promote the stream, helps promote the channel. Um, we are going to defend the tens to the 4-bet. Not a great flop. Yes, that's interesting. So quickly checks. I'm actually going to bet, I think, here. I'm just trying to think, but if he has queens and kings, he's going to check call. Now we pick up hearts. It's probably queens and kings almost always. Dr. Jamie's such a nit. I think I'm just going to call here, as terrible as that might be. Okay. Hmm. Do we have better hands to bluff with here? Probably. I just don't. He has so much queen X, like queens and kings here when he checks. I don't think he check calls like small bet with aces or jacks because the flush draw is out there. Oh, that's so weird. It's so confusing. So confusing. I don't give him credit for being able to bluff, but like the line makes absolutely no sense. The issue is if he does it with like pocket queens, pocket kings, like I have no idea. I'm gonna call here. I'm gonna call here. I'm gonna fold here, raise here. Oh, this is a bad run of cards for us. Man, that makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. All right, we gotta fold all over. Ah, that's a bad three hands. Fuck me. 10's borderline of set mining there. It's actually a really big three bet in position. Oh man, what do you even have? Like, I can't. He can't ever think I'm folding. Like, it can't be a bluff here, right? I have to fold. I think. Just makes absolutely no sense. But I don't think I can give him credit for being willing to bluff there. That's a bad runner. That's a bad three hands. I think I'm just gonna leave this PLO5 table because I have no idea what I'm doing. That was a weird hand, man. It just makes no sense. And we are three betting the queens. If he four bets, we'll jam. J calls 8-9, 4-5. They all get there. 7-8. It's gonna call again. Four five calls pre. 6 to 7's deuces call pre. Tens four bet sometimes, so they're less likely that he would have like a set of tens. But I think if he checks shoves, it's just too often going to be a set or 8-9. He's not going to have a ton of bluffs on this board. Let's just give up though. Obviously, if he called, we're just shoving river. The queen shoving. Obviously, shoving river. Okay. Obviously, with second set, we're not folding to this guy, even if he check shoves turn here. We have too much equity. To, one, be ahead, obviously, or two, make a vote. So we just go for value. Okay, scratch a little bit back into those big losses there. But yeah, it's gonna be difficult, I think, to 6-4 suited. Let's get through it here. I don't actually have a draw here. This is a spot we're supposed to overbet. Um, Okay, we're gonna go big here and then give up. I think we're pretty much getting. Oh my god, this guy has a full. Um, I think we're getting odds to set mine there against that small four bet. Then when he checks flop, we're just like done with the hand. Pretty sure Shovel Spades watches the stream, so I should watch what I say, but he is a giant nit, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, this is a call. Actually, probably better to be a check raise, to be honest. Let's see if he'll fold here. That is a beautiful river card. Probably better to let him bluff it, actually. I don't like my bet here, now that I think about it for half a second. Um, a really good play for him would be to shove here. All right. I think we call. It sucks when he's Jack Queen. I think we have to call here, though. Nice. That's why it's a good bet, because I don't have better than an ace. So it's a good raise from him to try to get me to fold off. Um, like a chop, fold me off a chop thing. I don't think he considers his range enough though when he's bluffing. Obviously, GQ is going to shove here, no matter what the flop was. So we're going to try to get him to shove for us. Nice. All right, dodge an ace. Queen is no good. Here with ace 10. Yeah, I think I'm going to upgrade so I can actually stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Just to get the viewership up. Try to get more people interested in the stream. Because getting to that 40 consecutive um, views would be pretty significant. Like if I can every time I play, if I can stream every time I play, like holy moly, you can make a killing playing no rake back. It's huge. Um, let's just think here. We raise, call. Flop checks around. We check. Dilsky bets. Fill the cherry ink. I'm gonna call here. I think Jenny V, whatever his name is here. Cat V. I think this guy bets bigger with a queen a lot of the time. I mean, I don't think he bets many hands that aren't a queen. Dejiarienko or whatever has an eight so often. I think I have to call here though. Yeah, his queen's gonna bet flop once I check because I'm the pre-flop raiser. So when I check to him, he'll bet his queen a lot of the time. The 10-9 suited, we just three better fold. I'm just gonna fold this time. Or sorry, four better fold. In my opinion, his three bet range dominates both of our cards, so we don't want to be playing that hand for a call very often. If it's a tiny three bet, you're getting really good odds, like sure. But generally speaking, you're just not going to be in very good shape. Okay, the ace four off, we're going to fold. I'll just throw a little message in the chat, try to stir up the algorithm a little bit or something. We'll raise the king jack suited. Deuces, we're just gonna call, check. King six fold, 6-3 suited, I'm gonna fold. And fold 6-3 off. Fold 9-6. Fold the king queen suited. We're gonna 3-bet the king queen off as well. It's actually barely raising, so we're gonna have to be cautious with that. I think we can just call the king queen here against him when he is not raising often enough. Because it's better to play as a call when you have Fry Guy, I think, who's not going to be attacking much. Better to just raise nuts or nothing to somebody who's playing super nitty. Like nuts and nothing, not, you know what I mean? Air balls, we want to 3-bet with those where we don't care about folding. And nutted hands where we want to attack his strong range. And put as much money in as we can against it. Okay, aces on 2 tables, bottom left, bottom right. Fold the queen 3. No action there. Fold the 8-7. Bump up the aces. Fold the 7 deuce. Okay, we get a call from Fry Guy. Let's see if we get squeezed. We do not. And we're just going to be betting big. We're going to hope that he hit a queen. That's all we've got here. We're just going to start attacking his range based on that hope. 15 puts us to 30. Okay, that's an easy river shove. Anytime you're betting turn, my goal is generally to set up a river shove as a bluff or a river shove for value. If that's our end game, or it's going to be to try to get a cheap showdown. That's just sort of the logic I use to determine some of my bet sizings. Fold the king 8, fold the 5-4, fold the jack 4, fold the 3 deuce. Okay, ready for tens. Fold the 9-8. Check here. Bet 10-9. Fold the king 3 or bet the king 3 suited. Okay, fold the 6-5. Fold the queen 7. 10-9. Fold the jack 3 fold. Okay, check. Fold the jack 3. So yeah, that is sort of our big goal now, honestly, is to try to improve these streams. All right, it's a pretty good flop for us. Definitely just be check calling it. To a point where we can try to get to that consecutive viewership, which is definitely doable if we like. All we would have to do is flip over to NTTs, I think, and we could get there. They just have a natural storyline to them, so it draws in more people. Cash games, not as much. So we try to use the bankroll challenge to kind of create that. The issue is the 100K one, I think, might just be like too out of reach currently for it to actually create a decent storyline. Fry Guy's willing to bet here. We're just going to call, and I'm going to go for the lead out on the turn. He snap calls, so we're just jamming now. He's just going to have a 5, like, almost 100% of the time. Open it out. Beautiful 3 on the river. Nice. Okay, McBitter jumps off the table, so we'll close this one off. Pick up aces again here in the top right. Obviously, some guys like where you're um, already well known or you're playing super high stakes. Like people are just going to come to watch because it's interesting to see. But to create the storyline of the smaller stakes, it's definitely going to be a little bit more difficult for cash games. Tournaments, again, they're just different. They just have that built-in storyline. So many people are just grinding small MTTs and stuff. Obviously, like you look at a tournament, and there's what 3, 4, 500 people in every single one of them. Versus cash games, there's like 60 people playing or something, or a couple hundred people playing total. So it's a little bit more difficult. Okay, we 3-bet. That's a beautiful flop for us. Our hand's gonna be pretty disguised. Should get some calls from overcard or overpairs here. No value though. We do check back on the ace. He bets. We do have to call here, but he's gonna have a lot of ace X that called flop. Oh, Biggs River. Nice hand. Okay, we'll bump up the king 10. We'll bump up the ace 5. It's a good flop. We'll go for value here. Okay, we're gonna 3-bet here if he opens. He does not. Okay, the gutter we're gonna bet. And we're gonna raise the 9-6 suited. Okay. Not a bad flop to c-bet on. Pretty dry. He's gonna fold a lot. We're gonna pick a bunch of cards we can double barrel on. He'll call ace X, call some king X, like king 10, king jack. They'll all fold turns. King jack off. Eh, half stack, we'll just call. But then like any 7, any diamond, any 10, any jack, we're gonna be able to double barrel on. I think we'll go 2.3. I don't think I think after watching the deck pull challenge where when the rake is so high, they're going like 3x opens. Again, there's a lot of cards that we can double barrel on. Any face card, any 8, any 9, any 7, any 6. We are going to 3-bet here with the king queen. And we'll stick to the mid opens when four-handed. Villains are not properly defending against them, so we just have an automatic value bet. King 10, if we were bluffing, we would go small, so we are going to go small here with the king. He calls. I think we go for more value here. Could argue checking back turn. Yeah, we gotta fold to that. If we 3-bet, c-bet, barrel big on turn, and then he shoves, there's just way too many nutted hands in his range. King's not great. Snap checks back though. Same hand, chop it up. We do bust our way out of the chop there and take that down. We will fold the ace jack, 3-bet. Fold the 9-4. Doesn't like a fold 3-bets. He's actually, I don't know if he is as nitty as I think he is. Okay, it's a good flop for us. Most ace highs, we're going to check some portion of the time. Let's check again. Interested to see if he's willing to check back and ace there or not. I'm going to call. Just curious to see. We will defend the king 10 suited to the 10 black 3-bet. Defended ace 4 suited, that's fine. Okay. We do lose the queen king now. We're just going to be shoving this turn though. It's just a dead board for us. We're just going to let it go. We'll go half pot here. Again, clubs, 5, 8s. Like there's tons of cards we can double barrel on when we turn more equity. Right, we get it in as a pretty big favorite, but still lots of outs. Nice. Here, when it's we three bet pre is a really good board for us. We don't have any clubs, but when the board does have flush draws out there, we go bigger with our made hands. We do attack him on the 7-8. We do bricks, so we can let it go. You hit the queen 8. Cool. If the clubs roll in, we're definitely calling the ace jack here. Fold here, fold here, fold here. Okay, we win. Okay, fold 7-4. I'm not sure I would consider this. He's definitely nitty. Like that's an insane stat. Yeah, like two completely different stats. Maybe just completely card dead over here, or maybe some heads up played over here. Obviously, against this guy, we have to get it in. He gets every single hand he has in against us, so there's no yeah, there's no folding to him with any kind of decent um, holdings. Good start, good turn. Okay, ate up some of our outs though, so it's gonna be a little more difficult to win, but that's perfectly fine. Chop is fine. We'll split up the blinds and the real down's money. Then give it to GG, essentially. We're going to keep to min opening here for now. Fold the 5-4, fold the king 10. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to get this computer fixed for the next stream so we can actually watch it a little bit better. Hopefully the volume and stuff's good. Um, with the music back on, it's just been lagging out the computer. So let's see, we're going to have a video coming out here soon. Start trying to post videos again. Shorts have been going pretty good. Shorts are good for getting like more subs and stuff because you just get so many people seeing the channel. Four eight six suited. I think we'll just show down the ace high. I think we're gonna have the best hand here often enough. Okay, we're gonna three bet the ace deuce. Oh, I didn't realize this guy open limp. Calls. I'm just gonna go to 20 here. If this guy shoves, then we can fold. And our ace high is just, again, it's just going to be way ahead of what random hands he has. So happy to get it in against him. We'll run it twice as a 60-40 favorite. Good start. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ate up two of his outs there. And asked for more, really. Can't beat this guy, though, I tell you. His run good is out of this world. Okay, we 3-bet, he calls. We'll go half pot here. Got shot, overcard, backdoor spades. Perfect outcome. He just folds. It's exactly what we want. These guys are just going to let us see a flop pretty much always, so happily put it in there. I'm going to value bet the 5. Take it down. Yeah, so I'm not sure, like, I don't know how to get the stream out there more. So we'll have to try to figure something out. Like just by like Twitch is a bit different because somebody has to do is search poker and we'd be like, you know what I mean? There's only a very few amount of streams that are poker on there. So you'd be right at the top of the heap pretty much instantly. Okay, it's a really good board for us, obviously. That's half pot, that's pretty standard. It's a good turn. We now have a hard draw and a gut shot. I think we're fine to just go for showdown here. It's an interesting bet. Doesn't have a flush. He'll have lots of like 9x and pairs and stuff. I think when he goes that big, it's for value more often than a bluff. I don't think he's gonna have too many weaker hands there. Definitely doesn't seem as nitty as he obviously once was. So we'll definitely be trying to keep an eye on that. Okay. 9-7, we just fold. 6-7 off. Fold. Well, against these two, actually, we'll probably bump it up. Yeah. And like they're not going to defend properly. So we can pretty comfortably just expect to win the hand here. A vast majority of the time. He does station down. What the fuck? Wow. Never folds. Okay. Well, we should have not done that. Oh, that should have worked 100% of the time. Well, we know better for next time, right? All right, make two pair. Nobody's bet. I think we just go for value here. Every once in a while, they'll show up with flush, but they're never gonna bluff. Um, so yeah, pretty easy. Pretty easy win there. You could probably argue the 7 down here is supposed to be a call, but okay. We'll go half pot here. We'll probably fold now after just showing that hand of him calling down with nothing. All right. We're gonna try to win this right now. And we're gonna 3-bet the king queen. Take here. Wow, they both fold. Come on now. Okay. We squeeze here. We do not get 4-bet. Kings and aces are unlikely from him. We block both the pocket queens. He does have sevens and fours and stuff like that. If he raises here, I don't know what his range would be that raises. Like 5-6. It's a good hand to raise. Theoretically, fours and sevens some portion of the time. Okay. Tank calls. So we're gonna blast here when we pick up another, like a double gutter. We do lose to like ace queen. I think there's enough like 4-5, 5-6 type draws out there. Fuck this guy, man. Checks back. I think we just shove here. Uh, 7 makes pocket sevens less likely. Fours, straights are all gonna bet because there's so many like bad cards that come. Kill his action. Ace queen probably bets. So there's a good chance he just has like queen jack, queen, pocket tens, pocket jacks. Sometimes we're gonna lose to like 7-8. I think here though for value. And down here, we haven't even won a hand at this table. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we take all of it. Yeah, we literally haven't won a hand at this table. That's wild. Check. That's really all. We raise, calls. We blast turn and he shoves. Crazy. Whatever. I like our play. I think it's fine. At least this table kind of counteracts that loss down here. Okay. Any other tables up and running right now? There are not. Any late regs available? Fold 6, 7. And he leaves. The speed rate penalty. Interesting. Fold the 8, 7. I don't know. Not really any tourneys up and running, so just checking them out. Yeah, this doesn't look like there's much of anything going on. Okay. All right, we ISO, he calls. We're just going to small bet here. They're not going to defend properly against a small bet, so it is going to be very profitable. In all honesty, if nobody's check raising you, you know, the strategy from like 5 years ago where you're just like c-betting 100% at 33% because villains are not properly defending, um, it's probably going to work extremely well right now, at least in our player pool. Okay, and we're just going to check back here with the 10. Min value bet. Calls. Yeah, we'll check now. Don't beat anything. Beat 5s. Flip the 10, 7. I guess if he's calling everything, we could assume he's going to call king high even, and we should just be value betting our entire range there. Okay, I'll fold the 6, 7, and 9, 4 suited, I'll just let go. Aces versus kings. Dead. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to take a quick break here once we play out to our blinds, and then we'll be right back. Okay, fold to 10-6, fold 6 deuce. Probably about even, I would think, on this session. Maybe we're up a little bit. Fold 5-3, fold jack four suited. Okay, check out the 9-6. Let me know in the chat if you guys think we should try to bring the music back. We're just taking a quick break. Won't be long, just a turning 5 so, and then we'll be back. Yeah, I think we're gonna definitely do that here soon on one of these streams. And start maybe NL10 or NL5, and I don't know how we'll do it. We'll do like NL5 with 50, like 4 tables, 5, 10, 15, 20. That gives us a few extra shots in case we do busto. And the goals would be to like double and move up, right? So if like 10 buy-ins of $5, play 4 $5 tables. As soon as we double one of those to 10, we move it up. We turn off the auto buy, I think, or something like that. But anyways, yeah, we just play, and every time we double the table, we'll go at 5 to 10. We'll move up to NL10, and then when we go 10 to 25, we'll move up to NL25, 25 to 50, et cetera, all the way up. And we'll just set a goal for like NL500 or something like that. And just see if we can actually run it up in that sense. Do it at a bunch of games running so we can table select or something like that relatively decently. I think it'd be good for the stream. Probably create some excitement on it. They see me rolling. So it started. Okay, that's it. We are into the big blinds. So we will be right. All right, we're back. Just having a little snack, so we'll fire that all back up once we're done here. Okay, we're back. I'm just gonna check King Deuce here. I'm gonna call the king against him. Okay, we'll raise the ace-3, hold the 8-6. All right, and ace here, 9-3. Shit, what did I do? Okay, folding the Jack-Deuce offsuit. Okay, hold on, freeze. Fully a royal flip. All right, we can jam it in. He's just gonna give up or check back way too often, so stick ourselves. Fold here, raise here. Let's see. Head count 1 5. Take one. I forgot keywords. Title 2 for 5. So we got to work on that. Raise that. Fold here. So I'm just trying to edit out the stream and stuff a little bit. Fold to 10-8. Let's try this video. Fold the 9-5. Ace 10, we're just going to check. Under on GGPOKER. 50. 50 cash. Check here. Obviously, ice wing with the ace king off. The jack 9 will just see a flop with this guy. And of course, value betting ace 10 now. Let's go down to keywords. Add. And 50. We'll go with that for now. And we're going to check here. Ace king's just going to be the best hand here a lot of the time. So we're just going to value bet. All right. And we're going to value bet jack. And so we'll probably just fold ace 5 off. Not sure there. Maybe we do check. We'll go roughly half pot. Fold ace 7. Usually I have a different thumbnail up. I should have a different thumbnail probably. There we go. All right. Video tags are up. Channel tags are up. Tag count 1 of 5. I don't know what that means. Anyways, okay. Well, let's just see if there's any other table. Unusually, there's one table here. We'll bring that in. Oh, man, this broken screen is a nightmare. Right, fold here, fold here. Sorry, guys. Jack 8 suited raise. Tile the tables out. Right. Now we're rolling here. Okay. Fold a 9-5, fold 6-3. Yeah, this game crazy. I gotta fix this today. I gotta figure out this monitor situation. And we're gonna go to jacks with it. He'll bump up the jack 8 of diamonds. King falls. I guess we'll start with a check on this board. Checks back. That's a good start for us. If he checks back, that usually means he wants to get the showdown, so we can probably just make some small bets and work our way there against him. Yeah, that turnover bet's just extremely valuable when bluffing. Flop checks around, overbet turn. It just works very well. Okay, fold the jack 3, raise the 9s. King 8 suited will defend, especially being that deep against this guy. Again, we're going to take the overbet line here with the flush draw. Does call this time. Good chance he has like ace queen. Bingo. In a position, we'll just check here. But definitely see bet some portion of the time. Checks back, so he doesn't have a jack. Checks back again. Start looking to showdown. He's just going to have a lot of pocket fours or fives and stuff here, which we're not going to get to fold. Fold here, fold here. We'll raise the 8-5 suited. Let's take a flop here to the ace-8. Yeah. Kind of walked into that. We have to call though. He'll mass overvalue certain hands, but yeah, we're just gonna let that go. Nice river. Two outed. Sucks. Terrible, like check raise on turn, but whatever. Ruby's not going to do anything fancy, so we can just comfortably 3-bet him a ton of the time. And just like win a bunch from him folding and then play. Then we're just going to play pretty fit or fold post flop. Range based, I guess, fit or fold. We're just done with his hand. Obviously, we got in for just a big blind. Okay, good flop. And check back once. Bet small. And we'll just go for a little bit of value here against like Queen Jack. They just tell you what they have. And what's that? How many hands is that? We've called like 6 hands now in a row. Pretty well that we've called bang on. Not sure what that was. It was bad. It was bad. All right, so we got some tags up. Fold here, raise the queen 10 off. Fold the 5-4, fold the 10-5. I guess we just fold. We don't need a hero call this guy. You just need to hit a hand and stack him. Value bet him. Okay. Value bet the ace high against this guy. And now we value bet the ace. And we value bet it again. Nice. Jack X. King 10. Yeah, it's gonna say I'll call all of his King X here too for sure. So give him a nice hand. And we'll just dwindle him down until he's willing to ship it with any 2 cards. And try to take it all. The Jack 10 off. We're gonna fold. And we'll happily just see a cheap flop here. Against these guys, we don't really need to build a pot. If they have a pair and we have a set, odds are the money's just gonna go in. I'm gonna call one more, to be honest. Nice. Ace high. 7-4. Turn. Good deal. Fold the ace-6 offsuit. Ace-4 is a raise. Ace-3 is a raise. Ace-2 is offsuit is technically a fold, but without villains 3-betting and playing super tight like this guy's 12, 17, 11. Obviously, we're just raising. Okay, we hit the ace. And we're going to check back here. Okay, and we'll overbet here now. Okay, we limp in, we hit the king, check to him. He checks back. We're going to check on the flush again. And we'll just go for what looks bluffy on the river. Nice. Double gutter here. We'll just look to shoot to make a hand here. Queen high is just going to be good a lot against him. So queen high is going to be the equivalent of like pocket fours against this guy. You know, pocket sevens, something like that. Maybe not sevens, but limp shove 66 bigs with king queen. Yeah, a little aggressive. Even though he's doing that with like such a massive range. I'm not sure I'm willing to call off with king queen there. Ace queen though, if he does it again, we won't be folding. And the random times we would run into like queens plus, it's so good. Okay, we got 3.5. That's wild. Okay, and we're gonna 3-bet small here. Not super small, but small enough. He does call after going 3.5, which is a bit suspicious. We're gonna check here. Jack's a good card ish. He checks again. So he's gonna have a lot of like 7s, 8s, 9s here when he goes that big. But I think once I check flop, we're not getting enough folds out of him. Now we just value bet. And then we call the ace 5. Against like GQ, you know, having second pair is like pretty nitty or nutted, I should say. When he goes really big here on the king, I think I can let that go. Might be overfolding a little bit to him. Uh, but I think that's, you know, pretty fine, all things considered. Okay, we'll raise the 7-8 suited, raise the 6-7 off, or sorry, fold the 6-7 off. We obviously mixed calling here. Ruby's just pretty tight, so he just has such a strong range. But it's fine. In all honesty, against most villains at the smaller stakes, you can really justify overfolding to 3-bets a lot because their range doesn't include a lot of the stuff it should. Like a lot of the times, it's just going to be like the king queens, the king jacks, the king tens, suited, then like jacks plus, right? And then everything else just calls. So without a lot of those like weaker 3-bets in their range, it becomes significantly more difficult to justify putting money in against them a lot of the time. On this board, I think we'll go half pot shove. We are going to fold to the raise here. But it's good. At least we get out clean on these two. So we're just going to keep putting away here. We kind of got off track with our streaming. So we've dropped. Watch hours have dropped a little bit. Man, we've bricked ace king a lot today. We are c-betting this board though. Okay, we 3-bet here, and Donald Key 4-bets. It's just going to be the nuts. It is what it is. It's going to be aces or kings or queens, almost always. So we're just folding. Obviously, we're folding no matter what, but just a lot of these villains are just You know what I mean? There's no four betting light. It's not a thing. Which it's like it's kind of a double-edged thing because you know what I mean. People's three bet ranges are so tight, so to justify four betting light gets more and more difficult. In that sense, we're just gonna go for a block bet here with a six. I think he can call worse sixes. I think he can call ace high, stuff like that. So we're just gonna be able to take it down at a time. Very strange line from him. He has a lot of diamonds in those leading lines. Yeah. Like on the board, when the board's ace jack deuce, there's a lot of leading lines there. Can't fold the 9-3. 4. Now, the you're gonna fold the queen 5. Fold the 7-5. Okay. Table's kind of gone to not very good again. Okay. Yeah, raise the ace jack offsuit. Fold queen jack. Again, three betting the ace king. Going for the check call here with top pair. Good lord. Okay, it's a good turn card. Okay, we're going for value here. He bets or he checks to us again. We're gonna call and we're gonna check call the king. I don't think he double barrels a ton. Wow, nice hand. Look at this net. We're gonna show it to him. And we are gonna call here with the ace jack. We're gonna fold here. Okay, well that's 2 hours in. I think we'll probably end the stream for now. Ruby Jones never bluffs in a million years. That like we have to call here with top pair, top kicker, win some checks back turn. All right, we're done. Okay.